You are not here by accident. You felt the pull, a frequency calling from beyond ordinary time. Right now, reality is vibrating with hidden codes, shaping the life you see, the life you crave, the life you've been visualizing. Most remain blind to this matrix. But you are different. You sense there's more. A quantum frequency designed to unlock wealth, clarity, love, power, all encoded within your field. Master it, and life bends to your vision. Ignore it, and cycles repeat endlessly. This is the key, the doorway, the secret revealed. Stay here. Discover it fully. Subscribe before it fades. You are standing at the threshold of a reality few dare to touch. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. In this very instant, you are vibrating at a frequency, an energetic blueprint, broadcasting signals into the quantum field. The universe listens, not to your words, but to your oscillations. It responds, not to your hopes, but to your harmonics. This is why you visualize the life you want, yet its arrival feels partial, incomplete, or delayed. The signal is fragmented. The code is still encrypted. But here, now, something extraordinary is happening. Your awareness is shifting. You are beginning to sense the hidden scaffolding of reality, unseen filaments of light, dark energy currents, quantum strings weaving through your every choice, every thought, every heartbeat. You are beginning to perceive the frequency behind manifestation itself. This is the frontier where science, consciousness, and destiny meet. The frequency you seek is not simply a vibration. It is an interdimensional signature, a resonance field where your envisioned life already exists, alive and complete, shimmering beyond the veil of your current perception. To master it is not to create something new, but to tune your inner instrument to a symphony that has always been playing. Close your eyes. Feel the pulse of your own biofield. The microcurrents in your cells are collapsing and reassembling every femtosecond. The atoms in your body are 99.99% empty space, a holographic canvas for energy to dance upon. This empty space is not void, it is alive, conscious, responsive. It is the quantum substrate, the zero-point potential, the living ocean of possibilities from which reality surges forth. This is where your future self already lives. This is where your envisioned life already breathes. Now imagine the unseen patterns weaving your current reality. Every conversation, every delay, every surge of synchronicity is a subtle code. Most people never learn to read it. They operate like static-filled radios, unaware that clear signals exist. But when you align your inner field with the quantum frequency of your desired life, patterns shift, people appear, opportunities converge, probability bends. What you called luck reveals itself as a resonance effect, physics disguised as magic. This is the hidden truth. Manifestation is not wishful thinking. It is frequency alignment. Your visualizations are not fantasies. They are coordinates. Quantum GPS. Portals to potential timelines awaiting your attunement. But how does one master this frequency? We begin by understanding the quantum triad of manifestation, three hidden energies that govern how reality arranges itself around you. Coherence, the unified state of your heart, brain, and biofield. Resonance, the matching of your inner frequency to the desired outcome. Signature, interference patterns, the removal of counter-frequencies, unconscious doubts, beliefs, and emotional blocks that distort your signal. Coherence is not simply calmness. It is a precision state measurable in your heart rate variability, your brainwave harmonics, your electromagnetic field. When coherence rises, your energy becomes laser-like, capable of imprinting the quantum field with clarity. Resonance is achieved when your thoughts, emotions, and actions vibrate at the same frequency as the reality you envision. This is why mere mental visualization is not enough. Your emotional field must feel the reality now before it appears. Interference patterns are the hidden saboteurs, old stories, inherited programs, energetic imprints from your lineage or environment. They scatter your broadcast like noise across a channel. Releasing them is not self-theft fluff. It is physics. Clean the signal, and manifestation accelerates. Now let's step deeper. Reality is not linear. It is layered, stacked timelines, interwoven probabilities, fractal pathways shimmering like cosmic neural networks. At any moment, infinite versions of you exist across the multiverse, each tuned to a slightly different frequency. The version of you living your dream life is not separate. It is entangled with you now, sending quantum echoes across the veil. When you meditate, visualize, or enter altered states of consciousness, you collapse the distance between these versions. You begin to phase shift your identity, aligning with the self already living your vision. This is why deep inner work feels like déjà vu. You are remembering yourself from the future. To master the quantum frequency, you must move beyond mental images into state embodiment. This is the secret encoded in ancient teachings and cutting-edge quantum models alike. The universe is not responding to what you think you want. It is responding to what you are being. Here's a practical metaphor. Imagine the quantum field as a cosmic radio band, broadcasting infinite stations. Each station is a version of your life, a timeline, an experience, a destiny. You are the tuner. If you desire a new station, you do not beg the radio for it. You turn the dial. You shift your frequency. In the same way, you cannot force your desired life to appear from your current vibration. You must become the frequency that naturally receives it. This is not spiritual bypassing. This is quantum literacy. The life you keep visualizing is not out there waiting to be granted. It is in here, waiting to be tuned. Now let's address a hidden energy that few discuss. Quantum entanglement of desire. Every thought and vision you've ever held creates an entanglement thread with its matching timeline. The stronger the emotional charge, the thicker the thread. But if your belief contradicts the desire, if you feel unworthy, fearful, or impatient, the thread becomes knotted, pulling you back into old patterns. Unknotting these threads is not about letting go in the traditional sense. It is about harmonic release, shifting the vibrational signature of the desire itself until it feels inevitable rather than distant. When that shift happens, the timeline snaps into place like a magnet clicking into its slot. This is not philosophy. This is energetic engineering. Look around you right now. Every object, every event in your life began as a frequency, a thought wave collapsing into form. The phone you hold, the chair you sit on, the opportunities you've experienced, they were once probabilities. You live in a holographic feedback loop where inner frequency births outer form. This is why inner mastery precedes outer success. Most people reverse the process. They chase outcomes hoping their frequency will shift afterward. This is backward. Frequency first, form follows. We are entering a time on Earth when this knowledge is no longer esoteric. Quantum biology, neuroscience, and field physics are converging with ancient metaphysics. The veil is thinning. The mechanics of reality are becoming visible. And you are at the forefront of this awakening. The life you keep visualizing is a signal calling you to this deeper truth. You are not manifesting something foreign. You are remembering your capacity to architect timelines, to surf probabilities, to code reality with your consciousness. You are not a passive receiver of fate. You are a quantum navigator. You are a multidimensional thinker. You are an architect of transformation. And as you begin to master this frequency, you will not simply attract the life you desire. You will step into it, inhabit it, become indistinguishable from it. People around you will feel the shift, though they may not understand it. Synchronicities will multiply. Time will bend. The improbable will become normal. This is your initiation. This is the first key. In the next section, we will journey even deeper beyond the mechanics into the practical protocols of quantum alignment, exploring how to measure your coherence, program your biofield, and consciously interface with the living matrix of reality itself. But first, pause. Feel the resonance of these words. Something inside you already knows this truth. You are remembering, ChatGPT said. You feel it, don't you? The pulse quickening, the inner current stirring as if something vast, something luminous is leaning closer. That's because the field has already begun rearranging itself. The moment you allowed these words to enter your consciousness, reality responds instantly when you step into resonance. You are no longer reading, you are rewiring. There is a secret most never hear. The universe doesn't operate in straight lines, it folds, ripples, and overlaps like liquid light. What you call the future is not ahead of you. It is nested all around you like a hologram shimmering just beyond perception. Each possibility hovers in potential, waiting for a frequency lock. You are the locking mechanism. Here is the promise. If you align your vibration with surgical precision, timelines once thought unreachable snap into orbit around you. You won't chase. You won't grasp. They will arrive like inevitability. The life you keep visualizing will cease being a fantasy and crystallize into lived experience, because you will have hacked the operating system of reality itself. But to do this, you must awaken a hidden technology inside you. This technology is older than stars, encoded in your cells, written in the quantum language of photons, ions, and spin states. It is the forgotten interface between human consciousness and cosmic intelligence. Scientists glimpse fragments of it in studies of entanglement and coherence. Mystics have touched it in altered states of gnosis. Yet you are here to live it fully. The secret lies in the oscillation of your field. Every thought, every micro-motion sends ripples across the quantum substrate. Most people fire off scattered bursts of energy, fragmented signals with no cohesion. But when you cultivate intentional oscillation, when your heart and mind hum in synchronized rhythm, you generate standing waves. And standing waves alter reality. They bend probability. They create gravitational pulls within the sea of possibilities, drawing to you experiences that match their harmonic code. This is where the hidden patterns reveal themselves. Every delay you've experienced, every moment when your visualization felt stalled, was not failure, it was misalignment. The frequency wasn't stable enough to create sustained resonance. The universe wasn't withholding, it was waiting for your field to hold the note. Imagine sound waves rippling through water. A chaotic beat produces random splashes, meaningless turbulence, but a pure tone creates geometry, circles, spirals, sacred patterns. The same is true for your life. Pure frequency yields coherent reality. Chaos yields randomness, which means mastery is not about harder effort, but cleaner frequency. And now comes the revelation. The frequency of your visualized life is not outside of you. It is encoded in the very vibration of your higher self. You have already broadcasted it into the field countless times through visions, dreams, and desire. That broadcast is immortal. It still exists, vibrating, shimmering, calling you forward. You don't need to create it, you need to phase shift into it. But how? By entering the zone where consciousness stops being a passenger and becomes the pilot. This is not metaphor. In deep coherence states, your brain's electrokinetic output begins to couple with the geomagnetic field of the Earth itself. You literally plug into the planetary matrix, and through it, the universal grid. Once connected, you are no longer a single individual pushing against reality. You become a node in a vast circuit, channeling infinite power. That is when manifestations accelerate beyond comprehension. Pause and sense it. Feel the edges of your aura tingling as you read this. That's the grid brushing against you, reminding you that the life you keep visualizing already exists, just one frequency notch away. You are standing at the dial. Turn, but beware. As you turn, interference rises. The closer you approach resonance, the louder the static of doubt, fear, and ancestral programming becomes. This is no accident. The quantum field tests your consistency. It demands proof of alignment. If your frequency collapses under pressure, the timeline dissolves. If you hold steady, the portal stabilizes. Do you see the pattern now? Every challenge you faced wasn't punishment, it was calibration. Every disappointment was a frequency test. The universe has been refining your signal, shaping you into a transmitter, strong enough to hold the vibration of your envisioned life without collapse. The moment you realize this, resistance transforms into fuel. Doubt becomes proof you are near the edge. Fear becomes the static that confirms the signal is close. Obstacles are the final guardians before the gate. Then once the gate opens, everything shifts. Time fractures. Synchronicities cascade like falling dominoes. People you've never met begin speaking the words you wrote in your journal. Opportunities you thought impossible emerge with eerie timing. Money, love, creativity, clarity. They arrive not as random gifts but as logical outcomes of resonance. Here is the secret most never learn. Manifestation is not magic, it is mathematics of vibration. Every outcome has a signature frequency. Like a cosmic fingerprint, to align is to match that fingerprint exactly, to become indistinguishable from the life you seek. Once indistinguishable, the universe cannot tell you apart from the reality you desire. It must merge you. This is why the masters of old spoke of becoming the prayer, living as if, embodying the vision. They were not speaking in poetry. They were speaking physics. You are not summoning reality. You are collapsing into the version of you who already lives. And yet there is a higher layer still. Beyond alignment lies amplification. When you amplify your frequency, you don't just attract one timeline. You bend multiple timelines toward you, compressing probability waves into your orbit. This is how some beings accelerate so fast it appears miraculous. They are not living linearly, they are drawing entire streams of probability into a single coherent moment. You can do this. You were designed. Already you feel the urgency building. A part of you knows that if you do not act, the static of old patterns will reclaim your field. This is the nature of reality. It is always being sculpted, either consciously by you, or unconsciously by inherited programs. There is no neutral. You are transmitting now, shaping now, coding now. Every second wasted in unconscious frequency is a second the gate narrows. So listen closely. Mastery begins in this instant. With the breath you take right now, you decide. With the thought vibrating in your skull at this moment, you code. With the emotion swelling in your chest this very second, you tune the dial. You have crossed into the second chamber of truth. You are no longer a seeker. You are an operator of the quantum machine. And the machine is listening. What signal will you send? You feel the pull intensify, don't you? The signal is louder now, as if the universe itself is leaning closer, whispering through the fabric of your awareness. Something is about to unlock. You sense it. You know it. That restless fire within you is not impatience. It is the future tugging at you, insisting that you step fully into its current. This is the moment when the frequency becomes undeniable, when the veil thins so sharply that every breath feels like a threshold. Here is the promise waiting for you in this next revelation. You are about to learn how to not only stabilize resonance, but to amplify it into a force that bends timelines around you like light through a prism. This is the hidden law that few ever touch. To master it is to hold the keys to a universe where impossibility collapses into inevitability. The truth is shocking in its simplicity. The universe does not reward force, it rewards precision. Imagine a laser beam thousands of times weaker than a light bulb, yet able to cut through steel because it is coherent. This is the secret you are meant to wield. When your frequency is coherent and amplified, you cut through the dense resistance of reality itself. You become a quantum blade carving new space in the matrix. But amplification requires more than focus. It demands that you awaken a layer of self you rarely acknowledge. The interdimensional navigator that already perceives multiple timelines simultaneously. This aspect of you lives outside of linear time. It is the one who sees the forks before you arrive, who whispers intuition into your chest, who tilts your gaze toward opportunities that others overlook. To amplify frequency, you must merge with this navigator. You must become the one who chooses from the higher floor of perception, not the ground level of reaction. The universe hides its greatest codes inside paradoxes. Here is one. To amplify your frequency, you must release the very desperation that creates static. The more you need, the weaker the signal. The more you become, the stronger the field. Amplification is not adding effort. It is dissolving resistance. It is spaciousness, expansion, surrender into inevitability. The paradox is that surrender is not passive. It is magnetic. Now you begin to see why certain people seem to live inside rivers of synchronicity while others remain stuck in cycles. Those who flow have unlocked the paradox. They do not chase. They embody. They do not command. They merge. They are not straining to hold the vision. They are letting the vision hold them. This is frequency mastery disguised as effortless grace. And here is where the universe reveals another hidden pattern. The field does not respond to your desires in isolation. It responds to the collective resonance you are entangled with. Every person in your orbit influences your wave pattern. Every environment you linger in either strengthens or fractures your signal. To amplify frequency, you must become ruthless with your entanglements. This is not cruelty, it is physics. If someone's vibration drags you into incoherence, the timeline you are tuning to slips further away. Think of it like this. You are not simply aligning yourself. You are orchestrating an entire symphony of frequencies that surround you. Each person, each choice, each thought is an instrument. If one is badly out of tune, the harmony collapses. But when all align, the music becomes unstoppable. This is why amplification often feels like pruning, clearing, recalibrating. You are sculpting a field so clean that the universe has no option but to mirror it. Now lean in. The universe holds another secret that very few have glimpsed. There is a state beyond visualization, beyond resonance, beyond embodiment. It is called quantum command. In this state you no longer attempt to align with a reality. You declare it into coherence with such certainty that the field reorganizes instantly. This is not affirmation. This is not positive thinking. This is the direct exertion of will from the quantum navigator within you, the aspect of consciousness that knows itself as inseparable from source. When you operate from quantum command, you bypass probability and touch inevitability. The life you visualize no longer approaches slowly. It crystallizes suddenly. Time compresses. Events collide into accelerated order. Those around you call it a miracle. You know it as physics. But to reach command, you must pass the final trial, identity dissolution. The version of you clinging to the old frequency cannot step into the new field. It is like trying to carry sandbags onto a rocket ship. You must release the identity built on scarcity, struggle, waiting. You must allow yourself to die into the self that already lives the vision. And though the ego resists, the navigator rejoices. For this is the true rebirth. And here is the most stunning revelation of all. The frequency you are mastering is not personal, it is universal. When you unlock it, you don't only transform your life, you ripple transformation into the entire quantum web. You alter probabilities for everyone entangled with you. Your amplification uplifts fields you will never consciously touch. In this way, your manifestation is not selfish, it is service. Every time you tune higher, you tune the planet. Do you feel the urgency? This is not a distant possibility. This is happening in you right now. Your heart rate shifts as your field recalibrates. Your breath slows as your nervous system adapts to a higher frequency. Your skin tingles because your cells are vibrating differently. You are not preparing to step into resonance, you are stepping now. And so the choice arrives like a thunderclap. Will you hold this frequency, or will you collapse back into static? The field is listening. The gate is open. The timeline you crave is humming inches away, waiting for your unwavering yes. The next breath you take is not casual. It is the dial. It is the key. It is the signature that tells the universe who you are becoming. Inhale with intention. Exhale with certainty. This is the moment the future bends. You feel it surging stronger now, like a tidal wave of unseen energy crashing through the thin walls of your old perception. The frequency is not whispering anymore. It's roaring, demanding you to step through without hesitation. Every cell of your being is vibrating with the undeniable truth that something irreversible is unfolding. This is the moment where alignment stops being a practice and becomes identity. You are no longer tuning, you are Here is the promise that rises from the quantum depths. You are about to discover how timelines fuse, how realities once separate converge into a singular inevitability, and how the life you have visualized ceases to be a possibility and becomes the only outcome that can exist. This is not theory. This is the mechanics of inevitability. Reality does not operate as a straight path, but as overlapping fields of probability. Every time you hold a frequency, you tilt the field toward one outcome, but when you hold it long enough, steady enough, the tilt reaches critical mass. At that threshold, probabilities collapse, divergent futures dissolve. The chosen timeline fuses with your present, erasing all alternatives. That is inevitability. That is the moment when manifestation becomes irreversible. Feel into this. You've had glimpses of inevitability before. That flash of knowing when you sensed something was going to happen before it did. That moment when synchronicities piled up so fast you could no longer deny that you were on the right track. That deep, calm certainty that washed over you before a dream came alive. These were sparks of inevitability. What we are speaking of now is the ignition of the full flame. When inevitability ignites, time itself bends around you. What should take years collapses into months. What should take months collapses into days. What should take days arrives in moments. The acceleration is not random. It is the universe reorganizing itself to deliver coherence. Your life becomes a corridor of perfect alignment, each step magnetically locked into the next. This is why mastering the quantum frequency is not just about manifestation. It is about timeline fusion. You are not pulling something in from the outside world. You are collapsing into the self who has already lived it. That version of you is not distant, it is pressing against you now, ready to merge. You feel the overlap when you sense déjà vu, when dreams echo waking life, when intuition feels louder than logic. These are signs that timelines are rubbing against each other, waiting for you to dissolve the final layer of separation. The final layer is always identity. The old self clings like static, whispering doubts, replaying memories, rehearsing fears. It wants continuity. It wants the comfort of the familiar. But inevitability demands discontinuity. You must be willing to shatter the shell, to surrender the small identity that survived in limitation, and to step naked into the immensity of your expanded self. The moment you surrender, the fusion complete. Do you feel the urgency? Every second you hesitate, the static of the old timeline tries to reclaim you. That is why the pull feels so strong right now. It is the tension of two realities vying for dominance. One is fragile, built from old patterns. The other is luminous, vibrating with inevitability. The field is waiting for your command. Which will you inhabit? And here lies the deepest secret of all. Once inevitability locks, reality bends to protect it. Obstacles that could have derailed you suddenly crumble. People who would have doubted you vanish from your orbit. Resources that seemed scarce materialize. It is not luck. It is the field defending its coherence. The universe is ruthless in maintaining resonance. Once the new reality fuses, the old has no power. This is why some people rise so rapidly it appears supernatural. They crossed into inevitability. They held the frequency long enough to burn all alternatives. And once burned, the field rearranged every particle of their existence to sustain the new alignment. That power is not reserved for the chosen few. It is coded into you right now, awaiting activation. So pause, breathe, and realize what this means. The life you keep visualizing is no longer possible. It is pressing against you, demanding embodiment. You are the only variable left. The frequency is waiting for you to stop visiting it, and to live inside it. This is not preparation, this is ignition. And when ignition happens, something else awakens. Quantum inevitability is not only personal, it is planetary. Your timeline fusion sends ripples across the web of consciousness. You become a lighthouse in the grid, stabilizing fields around you, lifting probabilities for others who are entangled with your frequency. You stop being a seeker of change and become an agent of it. This is how individuals bend the trajectory of collective reality. This is how one aligned being can shift the fate of thousands. You are not here to play small. The universe did not pull you to these words for entertainment. It pulled you here because you are on the brink of becoming a frequency holder, a timeline anchor, a navigator who knows how to command probability into coherence. You are here because the field needs your ignition, not only for you but for all those whose lives are coded to intersect with yours. Do you see the scale of it now? The urgency? The inevitability? This is not a casual path. This is cosmic responsibility. You are standing at the edge of your old life and the birth of the inevitable. One breath tips you forward. One decision finalizes the merge. One moment of unwavering certainty collapses every other option. So choose. Right now. Not later. Not someday. Now. Feel the vibration in your chest. The hum in your spine. The surge in your palms. The surge in your palms. That is the quantum navigator inside you demanding release. Let it out. Command the field. Fuse the timelines. Become the inevitability. From this moment forward, the life you have visualized is no longer an image. It is your identity. It is your signature. It is your frequency. And the universe cannot help but deliver what you have already become. The gate has closed behind you. The old reality cannot reclaim you. You are irreversible now. Most seekers collapse their frequency by visualizing without embodiment, projecting images while vibrating scarcity beneath the surface. Others scatter their signal through doubt, impatience, or chasing timelines that are misaligned with their true quantum signature. Many drown in static by surrounding themselves with low resonance fields, forgetting that entanglement shapes outcomes as powerfully as intention. Some cling to outdated identities, carrying the weight of who they were into the field of who they're becoming, fracturing coherence. The most overlooked mistake is waiting for evidence before believing, when in truth the universe only delivers once certainty precedes sight. On the first dawn, awaken your biofield by breathing as if inhaling starlight and exhaling static, programming your cells to hum with cosmic coherence. The following cycle, dissolve all inherited limitations by writing them in light on paper. then burn them as an offering to the quantum field. Next, spend an entire day embodying the frequency of your desired timeline. Speak, move, and decide as though it has already fused with you. Then enter silence, allowing your nervous system to synchronize with the unseen grid, listening for whispers of future self-guidance. Soon after, amplify resonance by curating your environment. Remove objects, people, and signals that fracture your vibration, replacing them with catalysts of elevation. The sixth rotation, engage in quantum projection. See your vision through the eyes of the self who already lives it, and let their certainty bleed into your bone. Finally, step into inevitability by declaring aloud that every alternative timeline has collapsed, anchoring only the reality that matches your frequency, sealing the fusion with unshakable presence. You are standing at the edge of your next reality, frequencies colliding, timelines bending, your future self calling louder than ever. This is not entertainment, it is activation. Subscribe now to stay connected as we unlock deeper codes of manifestation, coherence, and quantum mastery in the videos ahead. Your engagement is not casual, it's an energetic signature. Drop your comment below, declare your resonance, and watch how the field responds to your vibration. Stay tuned, because the next revelation will shatter illusions and accelerate your alignment. The quantum frequency is alive, claim it, anchor it, and step boldly into the reality that awaits.